welcome to what we just want to read One Piece. I had to think of the name. Episode 3. I am Iron Aggro, your captain. That's over there to your left, probably. If you imagine you're on a table.
Close
to the
your
left
eyes.
is Lucian Graves,
Imagine.
the
Hello,
first mate.
it is I, Lucian Graves, your cat boy first mate.
We really need to practice this intro. It's so bad.
And
Every
to
time
the
we
right
do it,
is
it's so bad.
Saflam, the navigator.
I point out the problems and I fix them.
Also,
Yes.
we are under the Iron Flag. I think that's the name.
Yes.
That sure is.
We still haven't released
that
an
way for a
episode, if you
while.
couldn't tell.
This is.
What are we covering
We just
this
want to
week,
read
Captain?
One Piece episode. Baratie Arc.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that how you say it?
You got it. You
Yes.
did it. You pronounced it right.
I don't know if it's French
So-
or Spanish. I think it's French.
I think it's
No,
French.
no.
Most
Probably
of
it's
most
food.
of Sanji's attack names are French.
Yes.
Probably French. It's food.
Like food-based French attacks. So yeah.
Ooh, it's gonna be
Before we
fun
start-
breaking that down for the next arc.
I have a topic, which is I found with me. So back, like, I want to say this is like 4 or 5 years ago. I was at like a Goodwill or something, something like that, and I bought for like $1 Shonen Jump May 2007 issue. It is a full English translated magazine-sized issue of Shonen Jump
Really?
that I have. Like it is English in English.
I guess they do have global releases. They're probably just really far
They
behind.
did. I mean, I don't think they do anymore.
Yeah, no, now that like
No,
the
I
internet
found those in
exists.
May
libraries.
2007, and this
Yeah.
is not the May 2007 issue. Just to be clear, this is a translation of a much older issue, as this contains One Piece chapter 130.
Oh.
130.
So-
That would be around 2001, I think.
Is
Yes,
that Alabasta?
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
haven't looked.
if
Actually,
it's
it-
Alabasta, I know exactly what issue you're talking about. In the
Okay.
in the Bleach chapters,
Actually-
it's gonna be the story arc where
It's the first post Alabasta arc. Or sorry, that's anime.
Here, we
Yes.
can figure it out
is-
by what else it has.
It is.
I want
Drum
you to
Island.
go to the Bleach section because there's a Bleach
Well,
chapter
well,
in
let me
there.
read it. Let me read through. You got Naruto, Gintama, then One Piece.
Gintama, my favorite anime
One
ever.
Piece is number 3 back in the day. Hikaru no Go. No idea what that is. Yu Yu Hakusho,
Oh,
Aw, Yu Yu
Shaman
Hakusho is so
King.
dope.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium World, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Millennium?
GX, and Bleach.
I think I know exactly what issue you're talking about because it was probably in my library. If it's chapter 100 of the Alabasta arc, then it's like the story arc in
chapter
Bleach.
130.
Yeah, so that's the first one of the Drum Island arc. So
Oh.
it's a good bit before
Sure.
Alabasta.
Never mind, then I don't know
They're
what
on the way.
I won't
Bleach.
read. Let
Hikaru
me
no Go,
double
by
check.
the way, is
Yeah, sorry, what chapter 131?
Go.
Wapple of Tin.
Yeah, that is drum.
Yeah.
What's the Bleach chapter called?
Oh wait, there are multiple chapters.
What?
Oh,
In chapter 130 and 131.
That's so weird.
I guess because they're like doing it in English, they
Yes,
probably
it says
have multiple-
2007 in 2000, like, adapting it must be 2001. What
Yeah.
chapter in Naruto?
We'll catch up in eventually.
Um,
If we release this weekly in English, eventually we'll catch up. By the time the internet catches up.
Tomorrow's Invasion, number 10, The Eternal Battle,
What is that? The chapter?
is
of?
Naruto.
Oh.
Chapter... Yeah, I don't know what that is. It doesn't say individual chapter number.
Interesting. I don't know Naruto as well as I do
maybe-
Bleach.
Okay, you want to Bleach? That's in the
Yes.
back. I save that for last.
Go
They have a
to
special color
Bleach.
preview.
Oh, I love his color. He's such a good artist. Tite Kubo? Tite Kubo?
Yeah, I think
Kubo.
Tite Kubo.
Tite
Yeah.
Kubo?
Chapter 162, Black Moon Rising.
Black Moon Rising? Was that like that had to have been the
Fighting Byakuya
arc.
Kuichiki.
yeah.
Kuchiki
bloody,
Byakuya. That's
Has half a shirt.
Oh no, so that's like the
This whole thing
execution.
in color?
yeah. Is it?
It had to be like around the execution.
Oh man, wait, Iron
Right?
Aggro, do you know Bleach?
Why else would he be fighting Byakuya? No, not at all.
Oh come on, Bleach is so good. I mean, like,
Bleach is great up to Soul Society, and then it's a hell of a roller coaster ride on
one.
down.
Sorry about that. Yes, the whole chapter is in color. Sorry.
Oh,
What?
that's crazy.
Whole chapter.
You gotta send pictures.
Damn.
I will scan it, I guess.
Speaking of speaking of merchandise of Shonen Jump, my brother and older siblings went to Japan like many years ago, and my brother bought a shirt that has Zoro versus Mihawk on it, and it's Zoro and Mihawk and their chibi versions of themselves, and he gave that shirt to me, and I still have that shirt to this day.
That is a fantastic segue to, at the end of last week, we were talking about Baratie and how you didn't like it.
Yes.
And in italics, I have written down, how does Saflan not like this arc? It has
the
Zoro's
best arc
fight
by
with
far.
Mihawk.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
Okay.
Please explain yourself.
I will explain
Forget
to you.
about aggro. Why do you have such a bad take?
Okay, so the Baratie has a lot of good moments, like the Zoro versus Mihawk, like Luffy versus Don Krieg. Well, actually, like Sanji's backstory. It has good moments, but it's sandwiched in this like it's brain scattered arc. Like you don't know what's happening most of the time. Here, I'll write what I'll read to you what I wrote down before I read it. I said, the focus drifts away from the crew and focuses too much on Sanji's conflict with Don Krieg.
I think that's why it's good.
In terms of the anime, it takes forever to get through the fights, but the fights were a lot easier to digest in the manga, of course. And I feel like it's not really cohesive. Like, Nami leaves halfway through, Zoro challenges Mihawk on his own, and then he leaves with Usopp later, and then we have to deal with Don Krieg and his crew and Gin and the Pearl guy. And honestly, to me, this arc feels like a checklist. Like, okay, Nami leaves, check. Okay, Zoro versus Mihawk, check. Okay, Sanji's backstory, check. And it's just like, it's not not a cohesive narrative, in my opinion. I just feel like we're going through a list of things. Even though I love those moments. I love Sanji's backstory. I love Zoro versus Mihawk. I love that Nami's leaving sets up something that's really amazing later. And I feel like Oda kind of had trouble, because I feel like he's going for larger storytelling potential, but he's being bogged down by all the little details. And it's in the next arc when he fine-tunes those details. And every arc after that, he tries something new. It doesn't really work, but then in the arc after that, he fine-tunes it, and it's amazing. Which is like, yeah, I don't like Baratie, but it sets up the next arc so well that I don't even care, you know? But it's still narratively, it's still weak. And I just didn't want to pull my punches since we're doing a podcast and all that.
No,
that's fair.
Yeah, Lucian, you go. Like, give your general thoughts, and then
yeah.
I'll go, and then
I more so want to
more
respond
individual
to that than give my thoughts on it. And like in my mind, the only part that is like non-cohesive, like I understand what you're saying, but for me, the only part where it feels like it doesn't really necessarily make sense, story-wise and timeline-wise, would be like, is it Johnny or Yosaku that like pops back up at the end of the arc?
It's Yosaku.
It's Yosaku. Okay,
Yeah.
so like when Yosaku comes back up in the mouth of a fish, like that's the one. Like okay, that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
All right, like the rest, like
He just did that to mention
at the
Fishman
start-
Island, to be honest.
Right at the start, we have, Nami steals the boat during the chaos of everything. You know, like in my mind, she uses everything going on to take like an opportunity.
Yes,
you know?
of course.
And
I'm not saying it
Zoro
doesn't work.
gets injured, so he needs to leave.
It all makes sense.
So for me, it makes sense, like narratively, aside from the very end, Yosaku just popping up in a fish's mouth.
Yeah, I agree with you. Narratively, it all makes sense. It's kind of clunky for me, and it doesn't
That's
land
fair.
really well. And he fixes that in the next arc. And I
Mhm.
feel like there's a lot of characters just sitting and standing around. Did you feel like that was the case? Either
Well,
of
for
you?
sure. Yeah. No, like most of the pirates and most of the chefs are completely unimportant. Um, even like Pearl. Like Pearl.
Yeah, cut him out.
Why does Pearl
Doesn't
exist?
need to
Yeah,
exist.
that's my one complaint is the weird pearl man.
Literally,
Pearl is awful in the anime. He's awful in the manga.
yes.
What is Pearl's purpose other than Gin breaking his
He's
armor?
there to get beaten up by Gid, and also try to set himself on fire as a like reaction to
Yeah.
danger.
Yeah.
He was like raised in the jungle or something. This was not in the anime at
Yeah.
all, by the way. I was really shocked. I was like, what? There were some things that were in
He
the
was
anime
raised in the
too.
jungle by animals.
Like a
Would you
certain
like to talk
somebody's
about-
certain
Now he has
legs.
a natural instinct.
Yeah. On that
Oh my
note, just
God.
talk about the biggest change.
Okay, so the anime is kind of like has to be PG because it's more towards a younger
Of course.
audience. But Shonen Jump in general is more towards like teenage guys, right?
Yeah,
and
like,
teenagers
yeah.
in general, like they can handle blood and gore and stuff
They,
like that.
they also target the younger genre, what they actually want to see and read.
Yeah. So, in the anime, what happened was in Sanji's backstory, where we understand the relationship between Sanji and Zeph and how they met. And in the anime, Sanji falls into the water, right, because of that huge wave, and Zeph goes after him, right? In the anime, there was just so much wreckage in the water. Zeph got caught in it, and then he used one of the anchors to cut his leg off. So
Which was pretty
Ah,
graphic,
okay.
mind you. They do
Okay.
cut away,
Yes.
but he does take like an anchor's chain and just
yes,
rip the chain and
really does
completely
change-
take his leg off.
I prefer that
really changes
version
everything
to what the
about
version we
Sanji's
get.
character, huh?
I prefer that version to what the version we got in the manga, which is just
Really?
like, oh god, it was just like that's
Okay.
cannibalism.
So I think
It
this
is
a good-
cannibalism,
I think this.
but-
I think this is a good time to give my thoughts.
Sure.
Sorry.
Well, I think this was like I cannot say like or state drastically better than the rest of the series so far. This was like really, really, really good, and not even in a comparison type way, just in general. I thought most of the important characters were really good. Sanji, awesome. I even like Luffy this arc somehow. I like the antagonist. I like Jin. I like everyone. There's a couple of random chefs I didn't care about either way. Except I did like I don't even remember his name now.
Patty.
I think I'm the exact opposite of you, Saplam. This arc
Okay.
is like so good. I will probably like go down as I know it's long shot, but I really like this one. I will remember this one for a while.
What did
with
you
you.
like about it? What specific aspect of it did you like?
Yeah,
about
yeah.
All the characters.
It? You
Every-
liked
like,
all the characters. Okay.
I think the past couple arcs had a couple characters that were good. Like I think last arc Usopp and
Kaya.
Luffy were good.
I like Kai in the
Yeah, Kaya. That's Kaya.
Yeah,
Yes.
was good too.
I think the other arc had Zoro and Nami were good. And there's a couple things. I also the past 3 arcs I haven't cared about what's happening outside of the characters. Like well, the clown is attacking the town, I guess. That's cool. Here, like, they make me care about random chef man. Sanji
Sanji or Zeph?
Chef man, both. But
Okay.
and they make me care about them, which makes me care about the location, which is the thing both of them have centered their lives around.
Do you think you care about them because of the framing narratively of like getting their backstory, or do you think that like the inherent sense of like danger you get from Krieg's pirates and hearing like, whoa, we've heard about the Grand Line, right?
Yes.
But we're seeing the danger of the Grand Line in Baratie.
Yeah, no,
right?
that's cool.
We've
and
seen
all,
that
but
like there's
I
a pirate armada with 50 ships and 5,000 men and 100 people return with one busted up ship.
Mhm.
Like, did that
No, see,
danger add anything
no,
to
not
you?
at all. Not at
No?
all. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I love lore. I
Mhm.
love world building and all that. I love the story. I love plot and action and all that. Nothing is more important to me than the story than characters.
Hmm.
Like,
What did you think about Mihawk?
I didn't even think of calling him that. I just in my head until you said that I forgot that was his name. I
Dracula
just went with
Mihawk.
Hawkeye. Yeah, that's right. He's
Hawkeye,
Dracula.
Hawkeye.
He's
Yeah,
he's
Dracula Mihawk.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Okay, I remember now. Thank
Hawkeye
you.
is like pirate hunter Zoro.
Hawkeye's the
it's his
coolest.
or like Straw Hat Luffy. It's like his
It's his epithet.
nickname. Yeah, epithet. Thank you. I
Yeah.
couldn't think of the name. Thank you, Southland.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye was awesome, the coolest. I can't wait to see him again.
Agree.
Now he's a pretty generic kind of cool, but I liked that he was normally the antagonist. That is, go and live, and then we will fight one day. One, they're my favorite. You know that. But two, they're normally not a respectable, good people, or like very rarely, are they good people? Normally they're Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter.
He did kill 5,000 men.
I don't think he
but
killed
they're all
them.
pirates.
I
Whatever.
think he just cut their ship and he let the storm do the rest. I think that's what
I'm
happened.
assuming.
I feel
Okay,
like
well, I
that.
was assuming he had.
Does that not
devil
mean you
fruit
killed
that
them?
made him control of the storm. That was my assumption and theory.
They woke him up from his nap, Lucian. What was he supposed to do?
Fair. You know what? If you, yeah,
He's got a
I
job.
think Luffy and Zoro would both do that if they had the ability to.
I'm not really clear on what happened to them in the Grand Line. So was there a storm, or was it? Did Mihawk
there was a maelstrom.
just? Mihawk
It seems like
just,
initially
the storm
it's framed
saved
as
them.
a storm, but in reality they pissed off Mihawk, and so Mihawk hunted down Krieg's pirates and completely decimated the armada.
The way I understood it was that, they were what's his name? Hawkeye. He was attacking their ships and got almost all of them. But then there was a storm that happened, so they were able to get away.
I think that's correct.
I agree.
Like, have you seen Mihawk's ship and his little introduction page? By the way,
Yeah.
He is not a crew.
Mm-hmm.
He is a single man.
He's a guy.
On
dude.
like, the anime does the intro a little bit better. Of he just has these little candles on his boat. It's so cool.
Yeah.
But he just flies alone, dude. Who needs a crew? I'm Dracula Mihawk.
Okay, he's the of the trope. He's the sign that is being pointed at. Of the one day, that'll be important. That'll be where we go.
I think Baratie does a really
This
good
guy.
job of warning the audience about what they're going to face and
Oh, yeah.
what they have to overcome. Like, Mihawk kind of represents all of that. Like, not only does he go into one of the most perilous seas on his own, but he can cut 50 ships and kill 50,000 men just because they woke him up from
yelling
his
at you.
nap.
This thing's gonna run a few hundred
Exactly.
more chapters.
Yeah, that's very true. He's kind of
This
like,
thing's not ending anytime soon.
yeah, that's true. He's kind of like the bar that's been set, and even Zoro says it. He's like, is the world really that far away from me? Am I really this weak? Because Mihawk explains that the East Blue is the weakest of the four seas. Did you see that little map logo? I really liked how it was designed in that panel.
I like the map and I liked the globe.
Yes, the globe. It was really just interesting to see, and Mihawk kind of dropped some exposition about how the East Blue is the weakest out of all the seas. So
I guess I didn't understand what the red line was. I thought it was something different. I understand now based on that globe image.
that it's like a continent that goes all the way around the prime meridian of the world.
Yeah.
It's not really the prime meridian actually, because the seas are named north, south, east, west because that's how the compass looks. Like, if you look, this world is kind of like crooked. If you get what I'm
Exactly.
saying, that's what I understood last
The
time.
red line is northeast to southwest.
Yes, there you go.
Or northwest to southeast, whichever way it goes. Which is the reason why, if you were to look at it, the East Blue on our compass would be northeast. The South Blue would be
the
southeast.
landmass is not actually on the
Yes.
poles.
It's not actually
Exactly.
on Zero, yeah.
But they are,
Which is why
they are
Buggy
the
and
singular landmass, so they're or one of the
Yeah.
landmasses, so they are.
So when Buggy and Shakes were
Relatively.
arguing about the North and the South Pole, it actually makes sense. It's not the red line. There's actually a North and a South Pole in this world.
Mm-hmm.
So just like, I going back on topic, I just liked that this setup, like just the fact that somebody, in quotations, as powerful as Don Krieg and his men and his fleet could just be decimated in less than a week. In this, like, you know that like this ocean is not going to be easy.
He's Dracula. He has a cross on his back because he's Dracula. That's why his sword looks like
He's
that cross.
very like Spanish Inquisitor.
Yes,
Like,
that's true.
like
he
there are a lot of swordsmen in particular with very religious symbolism.
Yeah,
which
Zoro.
is something that pops up more. Zoro's very Buddhist.
Yes, there you go. Even his attack name when he used the one he used against Mihawk, the last one, it's like
Anzen Sekai.
yes, one of my favorite moves. It's about like the 1,000 worlds in Buddhism or something like that. I can't really say for sure right now at the top of my head, but it has to do with the idea of like nirvana and finding like peace at the pinnacle, which is kind of what Zoro is going for. Like he's going for not ultimate power, but like being the most powerful in his craft.
I mean, he is in his own nice
And
way.
that's kind of like a nirvana in a way, maybe. I'm not really sure. I don't know Buddhism really well, so don't quote me on that. But a lot of Zoro is basically Buddhism.
I guess we'll have to learn by One Piece.
Yeah. And Mihawk has very Christian, even his sound
yeah.
effects, when he reveals it, when he's revealed, has the little... you know when you have a cross and it's kind of like curved at the end, like his sword is? Mm-hmm. If you look at the panel where he's introduced, the sound effects around him are curved at the end. Just like his sword
really?
is. Yeah, when I noticed that, I was like, that's crazy. That's too much
interesting.
attention to
I didn't
detail.
catch that.
If you look at it, I was really shocked too. And also, what did you think, Inegro, about Zoro... like his spiel about like, if I walk back against this, like I feel like a promise or an oath that I made, I'll never be able to get it back. Like
It was awesome. It was so
awesome?
cool.
It was cool.
Yeah, I mean, like I do think we knew all this. We didn't learn anything through this.
Yes.
Except, I guess they really iterate how serious about it he is, and also, actually, he does learn the like. Yeah, he shouldn't have fought this guy. Like that was a mistake. Don't fight him. He's too strong. Fight someone else. Get stronger. Then come back to this guy.
He needs to level up, just like you in Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
He was fighting
strong.
Sephiroth today, actually, and I thought kind of Mihawk kind of has Sephiroth vibes. What do you
Don't
think,
go
Lucian?
fight Lingering Will. You're too low level. Fight Sephiroth
I
instead.
think a little
and
bit.
then
Yeah,
learn
I
and
can
get
see
better. Get more experience points.
I really like that fight. It's probably, like I said, I have the shirt. I have a shirt of that fight from my
Mihawk
brother.
also just has some of the coolest lines in the series.
That's
Like,
true.
Without subtlety, a sword is but an iron bar. And by far the best line, I'm not the kind of fool that hunts rabbits with a cannon.
that
After
was good.
pulling this little tiny,
Dagger.
steak knife on Zoro. It's like, oh my god, he's gonna kill this man.
He also says another analogy he has for Zoro is that you are a frog in a well, and you don't know that you're in a well right now. Mm-hmm. And apparently that's a Japanese idiom of like, basically you're a big fish in a small pond, essentially.
Exactly. Yep.
And it's actually the name of that episode in the anime. It's like a frog in a well, I think, something like that. I'm just gonna go on a little bit of a spiel about Zoro versus Mihawk real quick, and how I used to view it and how I view it now. I used to think like, wow, it's just a cool, awesome fight, because it is awesome, and the paneling is amazing, and the choreography is really well done, and the anime does it justice, in my opinion. I feel like the anime does it really well, even in the 1900s. It was made in like 2000 or something.
Yeah, no, it was old, and they nailed it.
Yeah, they did nail it. And his introduction, like you said, with the candles and stuff like that. But I never really focused on the Zoro, like, part of this fight and how, like, in distress he is. about like he's probably having a panic attack because he's realizing just how far everything away is, and he's like, my hubris, basically his hubris is being destroyed in this thing, and he really needed that because every fight that he's been in, he's either been injured or like he hasn't gone full power yet, in my opinion. Only against like Morgan, and Morgan was like nothing against him, right? Every other fight he's either been injured or he hasn't been at full power, and this is him at like full power and it's nothing, right?
Yeah, he gets completely decimated.
But I like the panels that show what he's thinking about when he's getting decimated. He's thinking about Kuina, he's thinking about Johnny and Yosaku and like all the people that he's met in his life. And then like the last person he thinks about is Luffy, and how Luffy says, "It will be embarrassing to me if you don't go for that goal. So go for that goal." And like the thing that Zoro is thinking about whenever he gets sliced is like, "Oh, I embarrassed Luffy. Like I embarrassed my friend." Which is just like, I never thought about it that way before in my, like, just like when I read that, and he's like,
I can't believe Luffy's getting more important than the girl that fell down the stairs.
yeah, right? And this is just, I feel like this is the start of Zoro's character arc towards caring about others more, in my opinion. Like before, he was kind of like a lone wolf. Kuina died and he kind of left the dojo and like to pursue his dream or whatever. But like this is where he starts to like feel about like, hey, my actions not only affect me, but they affect the people around me. And he didn't like that.
100%, yeah.
And so and it makes much more sense now when he screams that promise to Luffy of like you expect me to be at this level and I wasn't at this level and I apologize for that. And it's just, I just never thought about it that way before.
Well, to me, that's why the fight is so iconic, is it's the promise, you know? It's like, it's his first taste of defeat. And because of Mihawk realizing, like, you know, eventually this little frog could end up becoming a rival.
Ooh.
And I want to fight that rival.
Oh my god.
So I will spare him.
Yes.
And so, you know, Zoro swearing, I will never lose again until I become the strongest in the world. Well, he vowed he wouldn't.
Whether he keeps that promise is we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, but to me, the best part of that is he's calling Luffy the king of the pirates after that.
I think that's the first
Like,
time
not
somebody
future,
else has
like,
called
current.
him. Oh god, whenever anybody else calls him the future pirate king, I get shivers down my spine. I think this is the first
Not
time
even
that
future.
happens.
He didn't call him the future
Yeah,
king
yeah,
of the pirates.
he called him
He
Pirate
just called
King.
him king of the pirates.
Oh god.
It was so good. Like,
The anime does it so much more justice, in my opinion, because the voice acting is so good
the voice
too.
acting is
I need to
incredible.
send
We
that
need to show
video
Aggro
to
that
you,
part.
Inagra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
And
god.
to me, that scene shows off how incredible of a friend and captain Luffy is.
Yes.
More than anything, Luffy restrains himself. He restrains Johnny and Yosaku, and he fully expects Zoro to die.
Yeah.
But he knows it would disgrace Zoro and his dream. And he understands the weight of Zoro's dream more than anyone else on the earth because of his dream being king of the pirates, you know? And so he knows he wouldn't let someone interfere with his dream. He's not going to mess up Zoro's, you know? And so he will spectate and watch his friend's death if that's what it comes to. But the second he's dead, he's going to go after the guy that killed him.
It's a weird
Mihawk
moral
had praise
loophole.
for him. You know? He was like, you know, you did a great job holding back.
Yeah.
I respect you. He didn't even fight, and he had words of praise for Luffy.
I think Luffy has what I like to call like emotional intelligence.
Oh yeah.
He's not like smart like with numbers or with being on a ship and stuff like that, but he's very intelligent when it comes to like knowing what a person is feeling or what an animal is feeling. He knew exactly what Choo Choo was feeling back in Orange Town. Like, and that was an animal. That was a dog, right?
Yeah.
So I think that scene and this scene as well just show how emotionally intelligent Luffy is when it comes to...
Oh, he's very emotionally intelligent, and as we see later on with Krieg, he has great battle IQ as well. Like, he has incredible
Oh, yeah.
fighting instinct.
He said, don't underestimate
know?
a monkey. He is a monkey. He's the monkey.
That's my name, bitch. What about it?
Catch me outside. How about that? Einegger, do you have anything to add to the Zoro Mihawk Luffy dynamic?
It was good. You've said it all. I'm excited to see Hawkeye again.
Yes.
I hope I hope he appears many more times before ever get even an attempt of Zoro fighting him again.
Yeah, he's just
like in both antagonistic and cooperative roles. I don't know exactly what he does. Maybe he works for the Navy. It's unclear.
Yeah, they don't go into that in the manga.
No,
so I guess that's still actually
Yeah,
no, I'm just saying
Yeah.
we'll hold off on going into that since it's actually still not clear.
Yes.
They didn't explain anything about
He
that.
is at
They
the
do in
Grand
anime,
Line,
but
and it seems like the Grand Line is controlled by the Navy, but it's unclear exactly. So we'll see.
I plead the fifth. Speaking of new characters, what did you think of our fresh crewmate? Fresh meat crewmate.
Sanji's great. Every character introduction has gotten better than the last.
When he beat up Full Body and blood is literally dripping everywhere. Like, how is Full Body not dead from blood loss?
Yeah.
his whole body is iron.
Just like our captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's great. I like him a lot.
What do you think of Sanji, Lucian?
Currently he's okay.
Wow, okay.
No, I really like him at the moment.
I don't know what that means.
He can't
You
comprehend.
will. But
It's either he gets really good or he gets really bad, and I don't know.
I plead the fifth. No, I do really like him right now. And I love the glimpse we get at Gin and sort of, Sanji has this, like, I don't care who you are, I nearly starved to death. I will not let anyone be hungry,
Oh yeah, no, that's
I did.
I immediately liked him when he said that. Like that line made me go, I like this character. I'm gonna like him a lot.
Yeah, I didn't like the Viz manga translation that they were going with. It is technically, like, accurate, I guess, but it just I don't know. Like the anime version, hearing it and everything, it felt a lot better. I don't know. Something about I don't know what they went with, and
I did not screenshot it.
yeah, something about the way that they like sub it or whatever on whoever initially subtitled it. I don't know if Crunchyroll did their own subs or if they just used the Funimation ones. But it's like crap geezer, crap cook or whatever, which is fine, but it's clearly meant to be like more kid friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I think he says damn geezer in my version.
Yeah, which is more accurate. And so it just felt a little off. But aside from that, and it just kind of the sub or the translation feeling a little like weak, I did like Sanji. And I was curious. I was like, how 85 days?
Yeah.
Like, okay, 25 days of food. They had access to rainwater. How long can you go
I think they
without
exaggerated
eating?
it. Not much,
No,
like a week.
I don't think so. And I did Google it.
No, the human
And
body
it
can
is-
survive without food for like a month plus.
For 2 months,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, if
Oh.
you have access to water, you can survive for 2 months without food. So it is literally exactly at the edge of reasonable.
Yeah.
Uh,
There are a lot of videos online about like these really fat people doing intermittent fasting, and they literally just don't eat anything for like years. They just drink
my
water.
God.
That's it. All they do is drink water with electrolytes. And
That's
they
crazy.
lose that weight, like they don't even have to like go walking or anything like that.
It can be extremely unhealthy if you do it wrong, and
Yes.
honestly, extremely unhealthy if you do it right sometimes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Depending on the person.
I'm not
So
saying
don't do it
I'm just saying that
without expert help.
Yeah,
that
no.
a
More
kid
just
and
of
an
a-
old man,
Mm.
like not even an old
Yeah.
man, he's like in his middle age.
No, he was at peak health.
Yeah, too.
At like when they
Before he
started.
cut his
to be
leg
shredded
off.
until he,
What the hell was
also,
that?
What a panel.
Of him
He
cutting his
just
leg
takes
off?
the rock and
Yeah,
is
with
like,
the rock.
"Oosh."
I like
Oh
the
my
anime version.
God.
I don't like cannibalism. No. You
I mean, listen,
like
I don't like
I mean,
cannibalism,
it's not.
obviously.
No, it's my favorite.
But-
I love it. Let's go.
The trope here is like, I will literally eat my own leg so that this child doesn't starve. You know, it's like he's not eating other people. He's eating his own leg, which is his main weapon, so that this kid doesn't starve to death and to give himself the best chance of surviving.
I think that starts
It was the
down
best
like
use of
the
cannibalism I've seen. I'll say that.
that is the most positive thing you can say about cannibalism, I guess.
Yeah.
But that starts down the line of like the kindness that he showed him and what Sanji inherited from Zeph, which is like
Even his fighting style.
not just his fighting style, but like just being kind to people.
Oh no, I said even his fighting
Oh,
style.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. And like I didn't realize this for years. I was always like, what is the point of Sanji? Like, yeah, he's the cook. Yeah, he's like one of the best fighters, but I never like got his character until like one of the latest arcs came out. And a character, I won't name who, I won't say what the situation is, but the character is like, and it's because Sanji is a kind person. And it freaking hit me like a bulldozer. I never like,
Yeah.
literally all of Sanji's actions are always based on kindness, and it's from this is patient zero. It's from Zeph giving up his leg for him so that he can, whether it be in an anchor in the ocean or him eating it so that they can survive.
And he feels indebted to him, you
Yes.
know, like obviously initially he's gonna stay, and you know, even going to the point of like nearly dying to Pearl, as shitty as the Pearl fight was, I know, but even going to the point of nearly dying to Pearl until Luffy grabs him and he's like, listen, getting killed isn't a way to repay your debt. He didn't just save your life so you could throw it away.
Yeah.
And that
And him,
even
I like.
cuts to the Shanks losing his
Yeah,
arm.
I hate.
Oh,
I
it's
hate
so
that
good.
I hate that I wouldn't have noticed that otherwise. Like I wouldn't have thought about it if they didn't show me.
Also, fun fact, now that we've had like a actual flashback panel, Oda always redraws flashbacks.
Yes.
He will never
That's not
just
surprising.
scan in. Well, it's like industry standard to just like take old panels, scan in. Oda
Dumb.
just redraws it
Yeah.
because
I think
he says, you know, my readers sign up for like X amount of you know, pages and panels a week, and they'll get it.
He's so authentic. He's just so
Yeah.
authentic.
It's also a good way to see like scale, like or sorry, growth is the word I was looking for, of the arts in general.
Mm.
Like there's a panel in chapter 1 of Attack on Titan that gets redrawn about halfway through, and then redrawn again right near the end, and it like. Because of the drastic improvement of that artist, you can just put those 3 panels side by side and just go, wow, he used to be trash and is now an incredible artist.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've seen One Piece, you know, out of context from time to time. I mean, I could be wrong. Am I wrong in saying it doesn't drastically improve, and not in a negative way? It's good now.
No, I mean, again, for you and I think we both said that this arc drastically improved. Saf Lamb, you and I could agree that next arc drastically improves.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in art.
Definitely.
Specific
I don't know in terms of art. I don't know in
Art,
terms
I
of
would-
art because I've
it
never
gets
read
more
it.
dense and detailed
Yes,
over time.
I agree with that. It does get more detailed.
Whether that's a good or bad thing is up to every reader. But the fact that he can do that in a week I have to assume like I think in one of the SBS sections of these chapters, he said that he has 4 assistants.
Yes.
There's no way he currently has 4 assistants. If the panels are this detailed, even with 20 years of drawing One Piece, he has to have at least like a good amount more, even if they're extremely talented. you know?
No, I think he
Probably.
does have more. I think in a later SBS, a person asked like, "Hey, who writes all the on all the signs? Who writes the words on the signs?" And he's like, "Oh, I just let my I let my assistants draw whatever they want on like stuff that I don't really care about." And they do like dumb jokes about him. They're like, "Oh, he's an idiot," or like, "Oh, he overworks us," or like stuff like that on the signs. And so he's like, "Don't believe what they say." Like that's what he said in the SBS.
Okay. I did save a screenshot of one. Oda Sensei, since Luffy is a rubber man, do all of his body parts stretch?
Oh God.
Yes, everything stretches.
We don't need to go into detail on that. We are PG here, under the Iron Flag, are we
On
not?
the one, I think not, but
We've
I mean I don't
sworn in
care.
the first
Sure,
one.
PG-13. We'll go with PG-13.
Okay.
I did save another screenshot of the results of the first One Piece popularity poll.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna save all of these. I'm very
That's
curious
so
to see how this
good!
progresses.
Can you
Number
imagine
10.
Captain Kuro being on the most recent popularity poll?
Oh God, he'd be like number 1002.
When we get to the end, we'll read all these back side by side. But at number 10, with 421 votes, Kuina, who fell down
Kuina?
the stairs. Kuina, whatever.
only
Who
a-
cares?
I think the stairs deserve a higher spot than Kuina. I think now the stairs would genuinely end up higher on a popularity poll than Kuina.
Stop, guys. Come
I'm
on.
not kidding.
Number 9, Captain Kuro. I
How?
forgot who he was, to be honest.
He
And
was a
number
good
8,
villain.
Usopp.
He was
Yeah,
okay.
he was
He just
okay.
would not register in a popularity poll today.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't exist.
At number 7, Buggy the Clown.
Fair.
At number 6, Ben Beckham. Forgot who he was.
He's the cool guy
only-
on Shank's crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He only got
I
named
had to think
recently.
about it, but I remembered him. I don't know why he's on here, but whatever.
He's very
Number
cool.
Nami.
Really?
At number 4, Sanji. This was like 5 chapters after he was introduced.
Oh.
I didn't check which chapter this was. I'll figure it out. Number 3, Shanks, for some reason.
Of course.
And
I
number
mean,
2,
for some reason, Shanks is
for
awesome.
some reason, well, he was there for one chapter and then
Yeah,
he's
and
gone.
in the one chapter, he had like more of an
He
impact
was
on the story than
mildly
most
cool.
characters have been.
He was not that great. I'll be honest. At number 2, Zoro. At number 1, Luffy. I'm gonna say that probably never changed. They're always in the top 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Also, we'll see if they're ever not in the top 5.
Okay.
I would be surprised if they are ever not in the top 5.
I don't know, but I would agree with you.
And
I would also be surprised.
what did we think about?
Wow, they have all the way up to 35th place.
Yeah.
Mhm. But
Yeah.
they don't show the votes
Small
for
text.
beyond
No,
place.
number
10.
35 is captain of the naval base.
The guy that takes in Kobe.
Yeah.
No,
Not
but
Morgan.
number 33rd, Rabbit Snake.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Mayor Boodle at number 30.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you what you thought about Don Krieg. I think he's the weakest out of all the villains.
Don Krieg was, no, that's not true. What's his name
I think
exists?
Alvida's weaker.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Lucian's right.
Who was that? There you go.
Are we talking main villain?
Yeah.
We'll just
Okay.
I think Don
main
Krieg
villain,
is
then.
so like basic.
Yeah, I like his basicness though. He has to be basic because of how many other characters and there are other antagonists there are in this arc.
He like
His
just,
whole thing is being basic.
he like tricks people, and he thinks he's He's like Kuro. He thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread, but he's not.
Like Luffy.
But
I'm
no,
with
but
Stefan.
Luffy.
I think he's pretty weak.
He's just like so. He's so
very
lame.
forgettable.
Yes, there
Like
you go.
the
I
fight
like him.
against Luffy is okay. Like I do actually, it's much better done in the anime in my opinion.
Oh, yeah,
but
I agree.
like I by next week I might not be able to tell you about the fight in the manga, but I will still remember. Like to this day, I still remember watching it in the anime, and that was years ago. It's just, him punching the porcupine like cape.
Oh yeah, that was
That's
better in the anime.
very cool and
Yes,
impactful.
that was very cool. I will say after that, probably should have ended. Probably should have gone one round less.
Yeah, I think honestly,
probably
just
ended
nailing
it.
it there and like them not getting back up is cool. But
Though,
the point of that is to show
yeah.
Luffy has the like,
Invisible
you know,
spear.
yeah,
Mhm.
and the ability to keep going, and that drive that will, bring him to become Pirate King that, Don Krieg doesn't have. Hence why, uh, he will never be Pirate King, and why, Luffy will kill anyone who says they will be. He's like, I'm sorry, what did you say? You'll be
Yeah.
Pirate King? Time to throw hands, bud. I
Can't have to
disagree.
fight you later. It's like a battle royale. You see a guy there and go, I could run away
Okay.
and not have to worry. Then I might have to fight you at the end when you're strong.
I think the last important character we have to talk about is Jin.
Jin, the coolest guy ever.
It's very
He's
cool.
awesome
I like
and so
him.
cool.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for him to come back. He's awesome. I liked him a lot. It was obvious where his character was going to go from the second he appeared on like his first page, but still. I guess when we found out he
I don't have like
portraying
any
them.
big thoughts on Jin. He's like an example of somebody who's followed the wrong man. And like I think that's what Sanji says.
Jin, very cool, best non-team member.
Yeah.
So
I
far.
agree with that. I would agree. Hey, the 3 kids from Syrup Village are best non-team members.
Are
Don't
lame.
go through it. No, I remember them more than I do
I
Jin, okay? So don't even don't. Like I'll
Well, at
forget
least
Jin.
Jin will come back probably. Don't say. But he'll probably be back. Unlike the kids, probably. Don't say.
I won't say anything.
Oh man, don't count out Pearl.
Oh man, Pearl. Wow. Wow.
Okay, wait. So who do you
He
think's
was
gonna
there.
So you think Jin's gonna come back? You think Mihawk's gonna come back? Who else do you think's gonna come back?
Okay. Look, I don't think he's gonna call Hawkeye. You keep saying the name. I'm probably never gonna remember it. I don't think Hawkeye's ever going to come back. I know he's going to come back. If this is the story where that character wouldn't come back, he probably wouldn't like it.
Right.
After 1,000 chapters. You
Yeah,
know,
you're inferencing.
like he set it up.
Good.
Pointed at the sign. You gotta bring it back. But yeah, he'll be back. I'm sure the chef and the roaming chef boat will be back.
Oh, by the way,
This is a very long series. I'm sure most characters come back, to be honest.
Sanji's 2 friends that he grew up with, the 2 chefs that
Oh
were
yeah,
older,
I forgot about them.
their names are Patty and Carne, and carne is meat in Spanish, and then patty is just like a meat patty.
Oh.
So they're both.
They were kind of annoying.
I never made that connection. Yeah, you're right.
They're both
It
just
reminded
meat.
me of the 2 other characters that were introduced this arc, which were those 2 other sword pirate guys.
Johnny and Yosaku.
That
I love Johnny and
names.
Yosaku.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Man, they were lame.
Oh, come on.
I mean, they'll be back. They're gonna be in the next arc, so maybe they will grow on me.
I think they're the best. Like, they're not the best. Like, so far, they are the best support for the Straw Hats, in my opinion. Because
They're fine.
Yosaku came back
will see.
inside a fish to come get
did.
Luffy.
That was lame. But I will say
I think they're better in the anime, and they're a little underwhelming. The comedy doesn't hit as well.
they're comedic relief in
manga.
a series that does not need more comedic relief than it already
Okay,
has.
that's a fair assessment.
It has a decent amount of comedic relief. It does not need comic relief.
They've also been kind of incompetent so far.
Can I tell you guys like my second favorite moment in this arc? Because my first favorite moment is when Zoro gets sliced. Zoro vs. Mihawk. My second favorite moment is when Sanji turns to Luffy and he says, "Have you heard of All Blue?" And he has like this huge grin on
All
his
Blue.
face.
We haven't talked about All Blue yet.
Yeah, that's true.
You finish.
I will. It's just it has
Zeph overlooking him and being like, "Oh, he just still gets that grin."
like his
talking about
dad.
it.
Like it's just like they're father and son, and just like and Sanji's just. I feel like Zoro represents how much work you have to do to get to the Pirate King, and then Sanji represents like how exciting it is to go for that
I think
goal.
like Luffy's kindness as well. Like Zoro
Yes.
represents the like grit
Loyalty.
and the amount of like the
Drive.
determination and like the darker stuff you have to
Yes.
do to reach that point. Like you can't get to that point and presumably not like do anything that's not, you know, Luffy might be able to not do anything. Zoro's probably going to kill some people.
Yeah, for sure.
But
100%.
Sanji has that like kindness that Luffy just exudes at all times to everyone he meets, unless you're mean and unless you wake him up, at which point he's going to punch you. Don't do that.
Yeah, I love that moment, and it brought tears. I was tearing up a little bit.
I know.
'cause
It's a very good moment.
It's such an amazing, because like for me,
Yeah.
it's like whenever I talk about something I'm passionate about with somebody who just understands it, just like me talking with you guys about One Piece. We just want to talk about One Piece. This is like I'm smiling the whole time. It's just one of the things that's really a lot of fun to talk about, and just like that I'm Sanji in that moment all the time whenever I talk about something I love, and it's just such a amazing. And you're right, he does represent, and it makes sense from a color standpoint why Sanji has yellow hair and Zoro has like green hair, like opposite sides of the color spectrum.
I never thought about that.
I just thought about that right now, just like their color schemes. And now that you think about it, Nami is orange hair, but I don't know what that represents yet, but it's just,
Represents we need all the characters to look very different at a glance. Probably, I would put my money on that. Actually, do you have more to say about Sanji?
just one last thing. He kind of feels like a teenager, like because he's like Matt.
How old is he?
He's 19. He's Zoro's age, but
He's
he
Zoro's
feels
age.
like
Okay.
like this isn't a phase, Dad. Like that's what it feels. Like I'm staying here, Dad. I'm not leaving. You know, just like, and he storms out when they trash his soup, and then when he's outside and he's curled up and he's like, "Man, I can hear you guys. It's so annoying." He's like, "It's like my stupid family. I hate them, but I actually love them." You know, kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Just some things, just the other things I just didn't notice about him until like recently, to be honest. And I've been with the series for like more than a decade, so just wanted to point that out.
No, definitely. Those are things you just noticed some stuff I hadn't particularly noticed as well.
And okay, so we're gonna talk about All Blue right now, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about All Blue right now. That is the coolest thing so far. I cannot wait to find out what that is in 500 chapters.
There are so many theories about what it is online. I don't want to say
Real, I'm going to be so angry. Just to be clear, if it's not real, I will be very upset.
I'm pretty
It has
sure
to
it
be.
is real. I think it is, but we don't know.
Well,
we don't know.
I think along that
I
line,
guess that's.
that's kind of a fun way to talk about, like, you know, Sanji's dream is finding the All Blue, right? Obviously, Luffy's is becoming king of the pirates. Zoro's is to become the world's greatest swordsman. And so far, Usopp's is to become.
We don't know what Usopp's is yet.
Well,
He
that's
said
not
that.
true.
What is his aggro?
I know it's not true, but I don't remember what it is.
I'm not
It's,
gonna say because I feel like we haven't gotten
I
there.
think-
We
I wrote it
established it
down.
pretty clearly. The reason he left in the first place.
So why did he
Yeah.
leave? Tell us.
He said that he wanted to become a brave pirate of the sea to return and tell Kaya true stories
Yes.
and
Oh,
not
okay.
false ones.
All right.
It's pretty generic in comparison to
Yeah.
the other three.
Right, it's not as like clear cut. It's much more
Yeah.
general and like
There is no end
vague.
goal.
Yeah. Aside from, I'll come back and tell Kaya some dope ass stories that aren't lies.
The ultimate simp.
Yeah, and as for Nami, we don't really know, but that's just something. That's just something I figured I would.
Cash money.
I'm sure we're totally
keeping
not
track.
going to get to learn about soon at all. That would be ridiculous. They don't set that up at all. I was so shocked when she left.
Really?
Like I was so surprised. Out of nowhere, because she like naturally she just wasn't there. Like technically Zoro and Usopp were there, but they were not doing anything. They were in the background sitting at a table. So if you don't think about it, then she's just sitting at the next table over, or she's just not there. Whatever,
she's going to the bathroom.
Yeah, whatever. You don't think about it, and then it's just she's gone. She left with our money and our ship. It makes sense.
What did you think of her the page where she's crying?
She's the best character. What was the thing she said on that page? I didn't write it down.
She said, "I wonder if I'll ever
meet you guys again."
Yeah, I wonder if they'll accept me as
I wonder if I'll
my
get to
friend.
meet you guys again. I hope I do.
There was a
something
word though I wanted to write down, and I didn't.
Oh, I think it's Bellemere.
A B.
Yes, it's Bellemere.
In the anime, she said it's Bellemere-san.
Okay, I don't have context for that, right?
You do not.
You do not. Yes.
Okay, cool.
But I'm just gonna say,
sure.
in the anime, she says Bellemere-san, like she adds the horrific.
I'm very excited. Nami's definitely the best character so far. So I'm interested to learn more about her next arc.
I can't wait to talk way in the future about how if I could have one person on a real pirate crew, would 100 trillion% be Nami.
That's true. She is the most reliable out of all of them.
Yes.
What did you think about the mention of like it's necessary you have to have a cook if you want to continue on your journey, like a dietitian? Like they didn't even
the logical thing.
I always thought they would have said like doctor at this point, because like it's Yosaku who's sick, right? Like he's sick and he needs help, like medical attention. But they don't think about the doctor. They think about like,
yeah, but Nami can do it. Don't worry about it.
Well, if you notice, she was hinting at the fact before, like she was saying, well, you guys have like a lot of equipment here. If you pay me, I guess I could do it. Like she was starting to hint at the fact that she would be the chef if they paid her.
Yeah. But
I think that's what she was starting to hint at. Because they've already recruited her as the navigator, so she wouldn't be hinting at like being the navigator. She's already on board as the navigator until she steals everything and leaves. But I think she's hinting at the fact of being like, "Hey, I'll cook for you guys if you pay me."
The problem is they're broke. She has all their money,
right? And she's very expensive. No one could afford Nami.
So yeah, I just wanted Inagro's thoughts on like the real life aspect of seafaring.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And having a cook.
That's cool. They see the author seems to like this history and this sort of thing in history specifically. So keeping more realistic with it.
Yeah, like it's more realistic than Pirates of the Caribbean because they don't have like a cook.
Hey, David Jones is real.
I'm just saying, it's more realistic, even though it's more cartoonish than Pirates of the Caribbean. There's been a lot of
if they had never mentioned it, I wouldn't have thought about it, and if someone had brought it up, I wouldn't have cared.
That's very true.
I would have been like, who cares that they don't have a cook? They have McDonald's on board.
They have food they can eat.
They have drive-through McDonald's.
Yeah. It's like it's like in any story. The very base level of suspension of disbelief is going, why don't we see the characters eat every meal? Why don't we see the characters go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Those are the very, very base levels of suspension of disbelief. Unless it is brought up, you don't question those.
But it just shows you how important having a meal is to the One Piece in general. Just like the story.
It shows they brought
as we
it up,
have
so
seen,
it is now important.
And it's even more important having seen Sanji's backstory.
Yes.
right? Like, to the degree of, as a kid working on the ship before it gets attacked by Zeph's pirates, Sanji is like, no, that food's old, or, whatever, gross. I'm gonna throw it away. And they're like, oh, you're clearly green, kid, because if you've been working on the sea long enough, you'll know, something goes down, you're gonna be regretting that, and then something goes down, and he regrets that severely to the point that he drops his last piece of moldy bread into the ocean, and then can
I
no
think that was
longer
an
eat
accident.
for 60 days. Oh no, I know.
Okay.
He got like emotional,
Oh yeah.
was crying, lost focus, and then dropped his last piece of bread into the ocean.
I think I like Sanji's backstory so much because it's so realistic and it happens to like people all over the world, just like in real life.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to be on an island to be starving. It happens everywhere and we take it for granted. And I think one of the things One Piece does is just it reminds me at least just how much I take for granted.
Oh yeah, One Piece very often. I agree. Very often will One Piece be like, "Oh yeah, that is something very nice that I often take for granted." But one of the things that Luffy I thought made a good point of at a certain point, sort of insulting Krieg's whole crew. And as we're sort of working towards the Grand Line, I think this is important, is he's like, yeah, all right, whatever, there's 5,000 of you, but you guys aren't tough. There's just a lot of you.
I said in my notes, Luffy's sassy.
Yeah, he was very sassy. And so, obviously, having a bunch of people just doesn't work on the Grand Line. Like, they were totally wiped out by one person and a storm.
Yes.
So... 1 versus 5,000, 1 wins. So, that sort of points towards like, okay, well maybe having 5 people going onto the Grand Line isn't as stupid as we've been told.
It's the people you have with you. It's like
exactly.
how experienced they are and how talented they
are. How skilled are they
yes.
at,
their craft.
Right. How are they able to, deal with getting a ship and a crew and fighting and all that, like.
And also trust is important too, because these people, they didn't trust Krieg. He just scared.
Yeah, what's trust?
He just scared the crap out, and so did Kuro too. Like, and Buggy to an extent. You look at his chapter stories, the cover stories.
He did kill his own pirates.
Oh yeah, yes. What was going on with that? At first, I was
not
like,
over yet.
It's not over yet. Yeah.
Okay, don't say anything.
We'll talk about that next time.
Like, whatever. I'm talking about it now.
That's fine.
There were some pictures of Buggy. Whatever. There's some pictures of some. I don't know. Luffy. I keep saying Luffy because that's what I thought it was pronounced for years.
I corrected you for years. You just never cared.
Whatever. I don't care. I still don't care. He'll be Luffy in chapter 1000. I can't wait.
God no.
But he was just hanging out, having a good time. He was, we see pictures of Luffy eating with a dolphin at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares what's happening in these pictures? Then there's some girl, and then there's a story going on. I realized 3 or 4 chapters ago, I was like, wait a second, why? Buggy is progressing.
We warned you.
We told you this would happen.
We told you that if there's a part number under it, then it's canon.
This is canon. This is going on while Luffy and the crew are in Baratie.
I figured. Buggy seemed like he would. I assumed he would come back. He seemed important.
He's related to Shanks. He has to come back.
Yeah, he's important, and he's the first antagonist. You got to bring him back. It's in the rules.
He's technically the third.
He's the first real antagonist.
Yeah, it's true. Yes.
The first one we cared about.
You didn't care about Higuruma the bear?
Who?
And Alvida.
Who's the bear?
I don't know who. Is that the fat lady?
Mountain bear. The bandit. From the first chapter.
He's not in it.
This is the one who.
The first
Luffy,
chapter is a flashback.
Who
I will go.
I guess he could come back.
Where Shanks lost his arm.
I will go.
No, he's dead.
Yeah, he is dead. That guy.
He is dead. That's true.
Just one last Sanji thing. What did you think about the relationship between Sanji and Zoro? Because when Sanji sees that Zoro gets cut, like he doesn't stand back, he wants to face it like a man. Sanji says, "Just throw away your ambition. It's that simple. Like, why are you fighting so hard?
Why are you gonna die?"
Yeah, what did you guys think about that?
I think that's more to build on Sanji, of that he threw away his dream.
Yeah, to be with Zeph.
Like, yeah, I don't think there's really a relationship or dynamic there yet.
Yeah.
But he saw, like, Zoro, and Zoro and Luffy inspired him to, and Zeph, of course, all inspired him to reach his dream. And, even the antagonists, all of them were, like, going all in for the thing they wanted, and he wasn't. And he wasn't sure why at first.
And I'm not so sure it's Sanji giving up on his dream. I think it's more... It's almost like him putting a pause on his dream out of respect for Zeph permanently losing the ability to go after his dream because of protecting Sanji.
But I don't think Zeph regretted it,
to
though.
him.
Zeph
there
doesn't
are
regret
more...
it, but Sanji feels indebted to Zeph because they shared that same dream.
To him there are more
and
important
now Zeph
things than
can
that
never
dream.
go for the All Blue.
Yeah.
So while Zeph thinks, go find it for us, kiddo, like, leave this place behind, whatever, Sanji just feels like, well, I'm your right-hand man, I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to help you, and we'll run this place together,
I guess the theme of this arc, then, is ambition, right?
Yeah, and how to hold on to that, and, are you willing to
die for
take
it?
a slash from the greatest swordsman in the world?
Are you willing to abandon your pirate crew and take all their cash?
For your ambition? Oh, yeah, it's good with Nami. Well, she regretted it, though. Look, like, that entire page is just her bawling.
Just crying.
Sobbing.
Yeah.
I was really sad about that. Because, like, yeah.
Well, obviously.
I'm not going to go into Nami because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. Speaking of being very sad,
what's being
but slightly less sad than I was in the anime, Sanji's goodbye.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
It's a good scene.
Yeah.
But because of the Viz translation, and because of it just inherently not having voice acting, and all of that,
I agree.
I just didn't get as emotional. Like, that scene makes me, like, nearly cry in the anime, even if it, like, gets a flashback later or something. I'm like, oh, no. In, like, a recap episode or something, I'm like, no.
I just
Sanji,
washed my
why?
face.
And now it's the manga. I'm like, oh.
I actually went and watched it after I read it. And
really?
yeah, it's more impactful in the anime because it's literally just the voice acting and the music.
Voice acting, the music, yeah, exactly, right.
And Sanji's voice actor is just so iconic for that character of, like, the character of the simp. I feel like Sanji's voice actor plays a lot of simp characters. I don't know if that's true or not, but he just has that voice of, like, I don't know, it's just. We need to show these scenes to you, Inagro.
Yeah, I'll never watch the whole series, even if I see the scenes, they'll be out of context for me. So therefore, I'll just have to go. I'm sure you're probably right.
I mean, look, there's a scene next arc that you are watching whether you like it or not. So
I'm so excited.
Okay.
I love this next arc. Is gonna be awesome. It's literally this arc is the reason why I fell in love with storytelling as a medium. Like, this was the arc that did it for me, and I was struck by the muse of storytelling.
Before we get to talking about the new arc, there's one more thing. If there's anyone else who wanted to say anything else about this,
even
arc,
before that,
but
what did you think about the goodbye, having not had the context of the anime?
Oh, yes. It was fine.
It was fine. Yeah.
Did it hit emotionally for you?
It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah,
it worked.
Nothing.
I think it worked.
But, like, it didn't get you emotionally or anything, right?
I mean, it was fine. I mean, like, I was like, oh, that's sad.
The captain's
Okay.
really living
that
up
was
to
my
his name.
reaction as well in the manga.
The captain's really living up to his name of Iron. Nothing.
Iron Man. No emotion.
Look.
Look.
I will
See. Feel.
What
I
has
will
made you the
cry
most
to-
emotional in One Piece so far?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Hype or like anything?
Oh, hype.
Hype,
Okay,
laughter,
positive emotions.
like just any emotion. Sadness, hype,
Nami
like
leaving.
laughter.
What?
Nami leaving. I was shocked.
And what was that?
I shouted "what" out loud.
Really?
Wow.
I think I was surprised and see. Well, there's two types of plot twists. There's the plot twist where you go, but that wasn't set up at all, and the plot twist where you go, oh, it makes sense. It all makes sense. And that's
Oh
one
no,
of
the
them.
pirate robber robbed the pirates.
Yeah, the pirate robber robbed the pirates. Of course she would do that. That's why she wasn't on screen. Didn't even think about it. She just wasn't there. If I had, probably when we were reading weekly, I would have noticed, or had someone else be like, "I see this, and this is happening."
If you were reading
Pirate
discussion
robber.
threads week to week, you would have figured it out.
Coming up were there discussion threads when this was coming out?
Oh
or
God,
or
no!
email
This was
threads?
'97.
I have
In
no
Japan,
idea.
there would have been, school
Nice.
children talking about it. But
Yeah.
that probably would
So
have
I'm
been...
going to school and I'm talking to my friend about the new chapter of One Piece and the first episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But
What did you want to talk about?
Yeah, chemical warfare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was whatever.
Cool.
That was whatever.
It's just hey, we have poison bombs in chapter 50. We're random guys. We're gonna go up against the Navy sometime. And guess what? Storytelling that doesn't really like the government likes them to do one thing. It's gonna be very exciting. Don't say anything. I'm very excited.
What,
for
do
the
you want a
future
town to
use
be
of chemical
napalmed
warfare.
or something?
Yes. Yes, exactly. You
Agro's
called it.
calling for nukes already.
Let's go. We gotta stop them. They don't have to happen. We gotta stop them.
Luffy's gonna gum balloon a nuke.
Yes.
And
Into
send it
space.
back.
Pretty much. Also, I gotta say, what's his name? The antagonist I don't remember the name of?
Don Krieg.
Yeah, him. He can very good at fighting vampires with all the stakes.
That's true. Oh,
Yeah.
and
The
Dracula
vampire
Mihawk
killer.
is a vampire technically. So
Yeah,
And
Dracula seems
also-
to be a vampire.
Dawn, the title of Dawn is actually a Spanish title that's given to I don't know who it's given to. It's neither noble people or like what's Don Quixote? You know that famous character.
Yeah.
Like Dawn
I
is a
didn't know that
title
was
given
a Spanish
to.
thing. I thought that was like
No.
a mob thing.
It's a Spanish thing. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's from Spain.
Huh.
Like Don Pedro, Don.
Is it like
yeah,
father, like
yeah.
a patriarch sort of thing?
No, it's like a
The Don of the
leader. It's like a
family?
lord or like a captain of a ship or like a.
Oh.
In my pirate book, there's a surprisingly number of Dons that are pirates. So this isn't far off afield. And the fact that Mihawk is also kind of like Spanish inspired. Don Krieg, like that's why he has the title Don. He's the most powerful. Also, Don is the largest sound effect. The most
Yeah,
most
it's
used
like
sound
a-
effect
like a
in One Piece
boom.
is
Like a
Don.
Don.
Like a Don. You make it with it's actually in an SBS where somebody's like, "Why do you use Don all the time?" He's like, "Cause I want to." You got a problem? Yeah. So just fun fact, naming conventions, whatever.
So yeah, is there anything else anyone wanted to say
Apparently,
about
it's
this
roughly
arc?
means lord.
There you go.
It's a prefix, like
Yep.
an honorific.
What did I say? I'm learning Spanish. I am. I watch Netflix with
Oh.
Spanish subtitles.
Nice. I think for this arc, there's nothing like major I had otherwise that I really wanted to mention. I think.
Oh
the most
wait,
part
guys!
we've covered.
Very important question.
Yes.
Who is your favorite of the duo, Johnny or Yosaku?
I don't remember which one is which.
Okay, I know who gave his answer. You, Lucian? Who's your favorite?
I think Johnny.
Oh, Johnny's my favorite too.
I just remembered something from
Okay.
the very start of the arc. Now that you asked that.
They drew their flag, right?
Well, that
Oh, yeah.
actually, yeah, they did get a Jolly Roger. Yeah, that was my first note. That we finally got the Jolly Roger, and
I like Luffy's attempt at it.
that was good. And then Usopp got the title of sharpshooter from Luffy.
Yeah.
After
Oh yeah,
nailing
I
that shot with
forgot.
the
I was
cannon.
wondering what his role would be.
He's the
Right.
sniper.
So everyone has a role. He's like the sniper now. He got one good cannon shot, and Luffy was like, "You're it, kid. You're the sniper."
I mean, it
hope
makes
he
sense.
can
His
hit
dad,
again.
his dad has the same ability, right? Yasop.
Yeah, and he has been using like a slingshot in the past
Makes sense.
on the island and stuff.
I was wondering because all of them have to have some sort of cool role.
Yeah, right. Like Zoro's the first mate, Sanji's the cook, Nami's the navigator. What is Usopp other than a liar? He's the sniper.
Inegro, what did you
Luffy's the
think of the
dice.
design of the flag and stuff like that, and the ship now that it's
Oh,
whole?
I've seen it before.
Oh, okay.
Like I know that.
Lame.
It's cool.
I think it's hard to miss.
Be in the anime
Yeah.
community and not know the straw hat.
Yeah.
I agree. I just love how
So,
incompetent Luffy is with painting, and then
The drawing.
and then Usopp tries to get
Maybe
his
that should be our
flag.
logo.
Yeah.
And then Usopp tries to get his flag with the sniper
day.
and the. I thought that was funny, and both Zoro and Luffy are like, "Stop it!" And then
Nope,
I liked
have
how
to.
they all helped paint the flag. Like at the end of that, they're all covered in paint and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
But Luffy isn't because he sucks at painting. And so it's just Nami, Zoro, and Usopp doing all the heavy lifting because, of course, the incompetent captain. But that's the last thing I have to say. Yeah, exactly like you, Inagro.
Ouch.
Now, speaking of which, I will do a natural transition to the theory section.
Oh
of
yeah, go ahead.
Nice.
the episode. I really hope we get at least a little bit of Zoro, Usopp, and the lame boys on their own. Like I hope we get them ahead of the other two.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's not a. I guess there's only one lame boy because one of them came back. So they're split 3 and 3. I hope they stay separated for a while. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I would like
Want
to see
the beginning
Usopp and
of the
Zoro
arc split.
together. I would like to see Nami have more development with Usopp and Zoro, like on their own,
Mhm.
and then we can build Luffy and Sanji as well. Now, if I'm right, there are only, what will we will be finishing East Blue next week or next episode, right?
Yeah, because then we're just gonna do till chapter 100, I think.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Okay.
Can't we just do the 5 chapters as their own little episode and then
No.
reflect on East Blue, maybe?
No,
We-
I don't
we-
think there's enough to say.
I mean, we could do like the East Blue Saga thing as that, because after that,
Yes.
there's a bunch of like very short arcs following Logetown. Like the first arc following that is 5 chapters. The next one after that is 8 chapters. The one after that is 14 chapters. So they're much shorter until the like main arc, which is 63 chapters.
I think my problem is that the next arc, we're just like, there's just going to be so much to talk about. I know this. And so
Yeah.
I don't want to like bog it down with like, oh, and then here's just another hour.
And
to
also this other thing.
dedicate.
I think that's fair.
Up to you on we can like wrap.
There's
that
gonna
in
be
those 5 chapters into.
Probably a good bit of
next set of arcs.
theorizing, I think.
Mhm.
Like, I don't want to skip over that arc. I think there's some interesting characters.
We're doing the 5 chapters by itself.
Yes.
Well, that, and then we can do the East Blue
Yes.
Saga recap.
As a whole, like what you think about it.
Okay. Okay, we'll
If it's
see.
short, that's fine.
It's just I love the next arc so much. I'm going to
it's gonna
have
be the
so
longest one
many
so
things
far.
to say about it. Like I said, it is the reason why I want to write now that, like, as an adult, I want to become a writer because of this story arc.
I think it's
So-
what made a lot of people fall in love with One Piece for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it is. It definitely is. When I did this podcast with my friend last time, she hated Nami the whole time.
Nami's the best.
She is the
Wrong.
best. But this arc changed her completely 180.
Well, I am excited to see her be the best and continue to be the best. Like no one.
To catch them.
I'm also gonna theorize. The reason I was asking in the first place, I don't think we'll be getting the full crew that I know of in the first in East Blue, because like I know we still got Robin. We still got. I mean, I think Law is a member. I don't know for sure though, so don't say. And then I know we got the dog with the hat. Like
What?
blue hat. I think it's blue. The weird dog bear creature, tiny creature with a hat.
Okay.
I think he's a
It
hat.
would be very insulted.
Maybe not. And the skeleton man with an afro. And that's it. I know those four. I don't know if there are any
The
more than
Muffin
that.
Man? The Muffin Man on
But-
Drury Lane.
I'm gonna guess we're not getting introduced to 4 more main characters in the next 30 chapters. So
You don't know Oda.
The characters you're talking about may take quite a while.
okay, cool.
Especially this dog creature that you've
Cool.
invented. I don't even know who you're talking about.
You can say names if it's not important, Lucian.
I have messaged Saflam.
Okay. Let me go see it. Oh
do not know
God,
their name.
no! What?
I don't know how that didn't click for you.
He said blue hat. What?
Yeah.
Dog with the blue. He doesn't. I don't. Oh God.
Did not have a blue hat? Okay.
Our captain is useless, ladies and gentlemen. He
I'm
is
new here.
useless and uninformed, which is why we started this podcast, to educate him and bring him into the light. Oh, Inagro, no. Blue dog with the blue. Astaghfirullah.
And with that, I think that'll be all probably.
Wait,
Or-
got theories?
Oh wait. Oh no.
We gotta rank the
Oh,
arcs,
yes.
right?
Oh, yeah, Byakuya. So there's no we can leave at the end. No, go.
Me? I don't know, man.
I want to hear because yours is different from ours.
So far, it's gonna be Syrup is ranked number 1. Syrup Village, Orange Town, Baratie, Romance Dawn.
Lucian.
Aggro?
Lucian Aggro.
Oh,
Lucian.
okay. For me, it
Lucian.
would definitely be Baratie, Orange Town, Syrup Village, and then Romance Dawn.
Swap Orange Town and Syrup Village for me.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make like a graphic to put that up, and so we don't have to list them all off.
Oh yeah,
you know,
just
we have
add
100
more
of them.
things to my duties. To my list of duties.
I'll make
Thanks,
a graphic
Captain.
And send it to you.
Thanks a
Very
lot.
Luffy-like. Very Luffy-like.
Of course
it is
it
part
is.
of my job.
Giving jobs people. I feel like there was one more thing that we
Lucian,
did
you
at the
need
end.
something to do.
I
Make
think we
graphic.
ranked, or we just said who our favorite character in
Yes.
the arc was.
Yes,
Who's your favorite character this arc?
Nami.
6 panels she was in.
Yep. Unironically, other than her Sanji.
Saflam?
It's a fight between Mihawk and Sanji and Zoro and Luffy.
Good choices.
It's all of them. I got
All of them.
I have to choose
All the
one
main
though.
characters.
I think I'm just gonna say Mihawk because he's just such a good representation of what we're going to face. So Mihawk is my favorite character in this arc.
Yeah, for me it was either Mihawk or Zoro.
Gotta choose.
Well, since you said Mihawk, I'll go with Zoro. I think
Okay,
Zoro's
yeah.
been pretty cool in this one, and his promise to never lose again until becoming the greatest swordsman in the
Yes.
world, to the king of the pirates.
Lucian,
is a
I'm so
hell of an
happy.
iconic scene.
I'm so happy you're on this podcast with me because if it was just me and Inagro or just two people, it'd be like he doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it. Why doesn't he get it?
No.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's all our thoughts, and
Awesome.
I had a lot of fun discussing this, even though I hate this arc.
I had a lot of
You
fun
seem very
discussing it, even
positive
though
on
you
it
have
for
a
an
bad
arc you
take.
hate.
Is it anybody want anything else to say?
No,
If not-
I very much look forward to next week. And yeah, we'll be back.
I think Inagro should walk us out.
Cap.
Oh
You want to do something?
no. This has been a Under the Iron Banner podcast. We
Not
just
the
want to
name.
read one. That's not it.
Flag.
That's flag.
I'm done.
Oh, it's the end. Goodbye.